All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner talking Giants, and this is your Week 2 New York Giants offensive line report. And this is a good one. The Giants offensive line, for the second week in a row, had a good game. And it's really unfortunate that the Giants have went 0-2 because the offensive line is performing the best it has in some time for them, right? They're working in unison in the run game. They're protecting the quarterback in the pass game. They're not having blown assignments. They are just playing good football, and the mistakes are not big mistakes. So let's get into it. Make sure to like and subscribe. We're going to start this O-line report off going over 8 run plays because the Giants were able to run the ball really well, and they did something that I wanted them to do. In week 1, they kind of got in trying to work wide zone and outside zone to get outside the tackles, and I just didn't think that was their strength. And I said, what they need to do is run like duo, which is like a double team concept, and try and lean on them, and it really, really worked out for them. So let's get into it. First play is this play called duo. We are trying to create as many double teams as possible across the line of scrimmage. Right, so you have 2 tight ends. So let's get into the beginning of the snap. So let's watch the play. Ends up being an 8-yard run right up the A gap. Right? So let's pause it right here. You have a single block, double team, double team, double team, right? They are doubling to here. They are doubling to here. They are doubling to here. And the running back is reading the linebacker. So first we're stepping together, right? Let's watch JMS and Greg Van Roten. Stepping together, hip to hip. That's exactly how you want to be. Get push. And you don't want to get off this block early. You want to work this double team into the linebacker. Bam. Beautiful. Andrew Thomas and John Runyon. Theirs wasn't actually as good, but it was good enough. Right? Stepping together. Getting movement into the linebacker. Now, Runyon needs to stay on this, but a good job by Runyon to flip his hips and get a piece of this, right? To allow Singletary to get up. The tight ends don't do as good of a job. Also, Manhurst is going to this where he's not supposed to be. He needs to stay on this, and Theo Johnson go over to the linebacker. And then you have Eleanor who's just protecting the edge, right? Singletary. This linebacker fills the C gap. This linebacker fills the front side A. Bam, just pound it up the middle. Pound it up the middle. Right? Force them to fill that A gap. Here, you're going to have this split zone read. Right? So DJ ends up keeping this, but I just want to watch the offensive line. Let's just, before we break down Daniel Jones keeping this, let's just pretend this defensive end plays the quarterback. And the Giants hand this off. Right? Let's start out on the edge with Jermaine Eleanor. Right? Not the best block in the world, but solid, right? You want to torque him outside. You want to keep him out here. Good job. JMS and Greg Van Roten. Hip to hip. Let's get some movement. Keep our feet moving. We're getting movement. Andrew Thomas and John Runyon. Runyon does a good job to get underneath and lift the defensive lineman's pads and allow Thomas to come in with some leverage, get hips, get movement. Let's move to this linebacker, right? Stay patient. Stay on the double team. Take care of the first level first, and then the second level will take care of itself. Because when you are moving somebody into this linebacker, right, nobody leave. Nobody leave. Even though, right now you say, okay, Runyon leaves to the linebacker. Nope. He works backside. Thomas gets off. Awesome job. And I'm not exactly sure, but I think Theo probably shouldn't touch this because they get such good movement that Theo either needs to keep this tighter off the line of scrimmage, or when the end is crashing because they know that this is a zone read keep. But even then, I still think Theo probably is supposed to get out here. But nonetheless, good run. 8-yard run. Good job by the offensive line. Now here's the touchdown run for Devin Singletary. This is called crunch. It's a combination of trap and wham. So this is a little bit of a trickeration play. I love it. So what you want to do is get these linebackers to read the guards, right? So the guards step left, and you want that to suck up these linebackers. And that, I mean, it does exactly that, right? Like 11 is reading 85, 4 is reading Van Roten, this linebacker is reading Runyon, right? So watch how they all step left and see how all the linebackers flow, right? All the linebackers flow. And bam, that's where you get the trap part of this, right? So because of that flow, it allows John Michael Schmitz and Andrew Thomas to get the angle and seal this off, right? Seal this linebacker off, seal this linebacker off. And then you have Chris Manhertz, Greg Van Roten, and John Runyon trap blocking, right? You're allowing these defensive ends to get up, these defensive linemen to get upfield. Trap. I mean, this is beautiful, right? This is exactly how you freaking draw it up. I mean, this is exactly how you draw it up. You get Slayton to get him in here and crack block, and then you just got a one-on-one. You get a one-on-one with your running back. You take care of everybody up front, and you give your running back a one-on-one. He one cuts upfield. Bam. Break a tackle. Salute to his FAU buddy, Alfred Morris, playing the Commanders. Good stuff. I mean, this is how you draw it up on the whiteboard, right? You draw it up as like, okay, let's suck these linebackers up, seal them, trap block, wham, make a guy miss. I mean, that's whiteboard shit right there. That's a whiteboard touchdown. All right, 22-yard run on duo, right? We're gonna see the double teams up front, but they run a run blitz, the defense, right? They shoot some gaps. This is where the Giants have gotten better, and this is where I like running these duo runs. Because let's just say that they were running zone on this. Right? Let's just say they were running weak zone, right? So you have Thomas is going to go out here. The goal is to have JMS and Runyon from here to here, and then Van Roten and Elmanor from here to here. Right? So Van Roten is thinking, okay, I got to check the backside and get to linebacker, and then when this player jumps inside this gap, even though ideally Van Roten picks it up, he may leave this unblocked. All right, so but this we want rerun duo, right? So we're gonna have a single block with Thomas, double here, and then Manhertz one-on-one. So they run this run blitz, right? So you don't get to double team. But because we know we are accountable for a man and not just a gap. Okay, if he wants to jump this gap, I'm gonna flip my hips right here. If I'm JMS. For Jermaine Elmanor, I'm going to flip my hips here, and that allows Runyon, Van Roten, go get up to the linebacker. So they're going to run this run blitz, get up to the line, go to the linebacker, right? Get a piece of him. Van Roten, get a piece of him. And then you get your running back one-on-one, right? This is why I like these type of run schemes. One-on-one. Make a guy miss, keep your balance, 22 yards. Now let's get the fullback involved. Let's run some ISO. Let's get Jakob Johnson out there. Right? He's not the best fullback in the world, but 11-yard run. Simple. Man on a man. Right? Theo Johnson's going to be one-on-one. We're doubling to here. We're going to have JMS block the backside. Runyon block the backside in. Thomas gets to the linebacker. ISO. Get the fullback one-on-one with the Mike backer. Right? These guys do a good job doubling. Thomas gets here. Slayton gets here. These guys do their job. Fullback gets one-on-one with the linebacker. Right? If Wagner fills here, Singletary cuts off of him. But Wagner fills to the back to the front side, cut off of it. Bam. Get yourself 11 yards. Now let's run duo again. Let's lean on them. Now this ends up being a fumble. But this is a good job, man. Remember that first play where the linebackers didn't really fill, so Singletary just pounds it up for 8 yards, right? Remember that? So we're double teaming here. Right, so we're double here to the linebacker, double here to the linebacker. Linebacker wants to fill this gap now. The linebacker wants to fill this gap. They rotate out. It's a light box. Okay. All right. I have this gap. Cut off of it. Cut off this linebacker. Get out there. Hold on to the ball, Singletary. Let's run duo again. This time for 18 yards. Good job by Singletary making guys miss. Again. If they want to run a... This defense says he wants to jump back here. Okay, that's awesome. Elminor, now you are occupying him. Greg Van Roten, let's get to the second level. Right, maybe get a little bit under control. JMS and Runyon, lean on him, right? Good job by JMS. Get out. Now, you want to get a better piece of that, right? But because they're rotating out of this is a light box. Linebacker fails here. Where's the open gap? It's off Runyon. Singletary sees this from, right? He sees at this point, okay, he's filling here. Play into it. Cut. Go. Make a guy miss. And then here, for the last one, we'll go through a 6-yard run. Again, duo. Let's double team. Bam, bam. Get some dirty yards. Simple. We're stepping together. Double, double, double. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. 1-on-1. Right. Linebacker fills in here. We double into this linebacker. We double into this linebacker. Get your yards. So just really good job in the run game. I hope the Giants continue to run these type of run concepts throughout the year. And the next double team that I want to talk about that the Giants were able to do was DraftKings. How about that? Look at that. I'm in New York. TD, Tutty. Offensive line leads to touchdowns. Taking it to the house. Whatever you call a touchdown, they matter at the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Right now, all new customers who bet $5 will instantly get $250 in bonus bets plus 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Now, that's something all we can celebrate. We can all celebrate. We work as one. That's $250 in bonus bets instantly and 1 month of NFL Plus Premium after betting just $5. Stay on the action and use your $250 in bonus bets to bet anytime touchdowns on DraftKings, which is the place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use promo code WORLD and bet just $5 on any wager and get $250 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code WORLD only at DraftKings Sportsbook. You'll be glad you did. I want to do a quick segment on John Michael Schmitz. Not a long one because he didn't get a ton of one-on-ones in pass protection. We looked at the run plays before this. And the Giants just did a good job of getting like 4 guys, 4 hands on a guy. And that include JMS on a lot of these 4-man rushes. But I do want to go through it. Like even some of the one-on-ones were end the game out of run formations. But we'll go through it. Let's go through like the first one-on-one. Like he didn't get a lot of head-on with the nose tackle. Right, which is where he struggled last year, especially versus the Commanders and Fedarian Mathis. But when he did get that matchup this week, I thought he won it. Like here versus Payne. Under center, you're in a running formation. Get hands on him. Hand placement inside. Strong grip. Good knee bend, good feet. That's where you want your hands on him. Good. Next play. Right here versus Mathis. They've got a 5-man front, so we're going to get a one-on-one. Good job. Right? We set to him. Right? We talk about that full-man relationship. We want to be head-to-head, and that's exactly what we are. We get hands on him, right? And Fedarian Mathis, see this club right here? He killed JMS with that last year, right? I thought that was JMS's second worst game after the Rams last year was against him. It wasn't against Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen. It was against Fedarian Mathis. All right, so that club goes, and we're just a lot stronger versus that, right? That club go. Doesn't work, right? We've got leverage. We keep our feet moving with them. Strong hand grip. Kill the will. DJ, steps up and dropped by neighbors. We lost the game. Sad. Here on a play action play, right? Just strong hand grip. Kill the will of the rusher. We got to get aggressive. Obviously, Runyon's giving help here. But he wants to counter inside. Our feet work with him, right? Man, work laterally. Work laterally. Keep him in front of us. He wants to work back the other way. We're here. Strong hand grip. Good stuff. But this is why it's a short segment. This was the majority of pass reps for JMS. It was this. And it was basically working double teams. Like wherever JMS goes, because he's the center, is where they ended up getting double teams. Right? So they half slide at the nose. Runyon gets a punch. JMS is there second. Double team. Next play. Similar thing. Right? We're sliding. They've got the wide 7, the 4-eye, right? So we know we're getting something where he may jump into this gap. So we keep our right hand there. We wait for that inside move. Land it, right? Just working together as a unit. Next play. To the right this time, right? Similar thing. Same exact alignment. We're going to slide towards it. He works inside. Van Roten punches. JMS is here. Good stuff. And this was what I thought was his worst play on this last one we'll go through. Where it's the same thing, but we just got to be better here. Where defensive lineman just times up that punch. Swipes those arms off. We're off balance, right? Instead of, because we're leaning on this punch, he gets us off balance and is able to rip through. Where if you had better posture, like even if he swipes that punch, you reload your hands and then slide your feet. But because he times up that punch so well and was able to grab, well, now we're leaning forward. We're not able to slide with them. And we're giving up a QB hit. But overall, solid game for JMS. Again, I hate to say it because I'm invested in his second year more than I really am anybody else on this offensive line besides just loving Andrew Thomas. But I don't think we've gotten like a true mono test quite yet for JMS, which is a credit to Carmen Brasillo. He's got this offensive line structured really well in pass protection, not giving guys unnecessary one-on-ones, but we just haven't gotten that quite yet. Before we get to an Andrew Thomas segment, I want to go through like 6 plays of different protections versus different blitzes and the way the Giants blocked them differently and did a good job, right? Like I tweeted out on Monday night that I actually don't think the Giants' 3 interior offensive linemen are having these great games. I just think they're they're not making any mistakes. They're getting double teams where they need to. Everyone's in the right place, and I think the tackles are doing a really good job in Thomas and Eleanor individually. So let's get into it. Just going to go through 6 plays here. So here, right, so teams that have good defensive tackles, they don't want them to get double teamed. So what they'll do is they'll line up someone wide out here, and then they'll put their defensive tackle as a 4-eye to try and get a one-on-one. And so you see them do it on both sides, right? Because Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen, those are their 2 best players on their entire defense. So they're trying to get one-on-ones for at least one of those guys. But the Giants, what do they do against this, right? They see this, right? You don't want to get one-on-ones. You don't want a one-on-one Jonathan Allen versus John Runyon. You don't want Daron Payne versus Greg Van Roten on a one-on-one. So what the Giants are going to do is they are going to run a full 5-man slide from their offensive line, right? A full 5-man slide. So you have Jermaine Eleanor one-on-one. And you get 2 hands or force, 2 sets of hands on Daron Payne here, right? Because they're sliding towards him. Now it's a full slide, so Greg Van Roten's not going to just stay on this just in case the defensive end slants in. But now Daron Payne has to work to get those hands off of him, and then he works his move, and then JMS is there to shut it down. Right? And he does even a good job on that, but still slows that down. And then on the other side, like Runyon has to take that step just in case they run some type of blitz or whatever. But he knows we're probably getting a double team on this, and you have Thomas stepping down, right? And that's a matchup you want regardless. But you've essentially gotten a double team on their two best players. But what about the backside? You don't want to leave a tight end one-on-one with a defensive end, especially a rookie, right? Well, we're going to bring the back across, and we're going to get a double team on that. And we're going to allow our quarterback to step up and unfortunately not make the throw. Next play, right? We have 5 blockers. They have 6 men up front. How are we going to block against this if they rush 6? Well, they don't rush 6, but the Giants protect themselves against it and set themselves up when they don't rush 6. So what they are going to do is, again, a full slide, right? So you have 5 men to their right. They are going to do a full slide to the right, right? See, everybody steps down to the right. But what we're going to do is we're going to be smart about this, right? If we can block 5 versus 5, if they only send 5, we want to block all 5 of them. So we're going to check. So when you have this, you know that someone's probably coming towards this gap, right? Someone's probably going to it. So John Runyon is going to check the nose tackle to the linebacker, right? They like to run these linebacker blitzes. So first, Daron Payne goes this way, right? So we don't have Daron Payne. So we want to check with the defensive tackle, right? If this linebacker doesn't blitz. If Wagner doesn't blitz, we want to be able to pick this up. And it's a domino effect, right? So if this linebacker doesn't blitz, we want Runyon here. And then Thomas can come and block this end if he doesn't rush. But they drop this end. So Runyon, pick up the linebacker. Thomas is going to take the inside threat. And we're going to look for help, right? They're going to drop the end on the front side of this too. So Greg Van Roten is here blocking this. They drop the end. So Runyon, Eleanor, pick this up. Now Van Roten can help with JMS on Daron Payne. And now we got 5 versus 4, right? Pre-snap, we had 5 versus 6. We have 5 versus 4. And this is the hot, right? If they rush 6, he's going to be the free man. DJ's going to throw the Wandale. He still ends up throwing it there anyways. Nice little gain. Next play, BOB. Big on big protection, right? You got 2 linebackers. We got 5 linemen, 1 back. They've got 6. We're going to go big on big, right? They like to run these linebacker blitzes. We're going to go big on big. So we're just going to go, this is man. Thomas out here. Eleanor out here. Greg Van Roten here. And then these 2 are accountable for these 2, right? Wherever they go, they are accountable for this 2, and then you have the back who's accountable for number 4, Frankie Louvu. And it's as simple as it sounds, right? Man. For here, these 2 for the linebacker. Ball's coming out quick. Malik Nears puts his foot in the ground. Yeah, simple as that. Here, this is your basic jet protection, half slide. Running back's going to help Greg Van Roten. They're sliding this way. Back's going to go the opposite way. So we got one-on-one here, a double team. And Singletary's just scanning, looking for help. Greg Van Roten gets beat. Here's the back to help. Now we got a pocket. One guy doesn't do a good job. The running back is there to help. QB's able to step up and throw. Should throw the shallow cross. It's a literal design of the play, Daniel Jones. Good stuff. Here, Giants have 7 blockers. They have 8, right? 7 blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if they rush all, somebody's going to be free. We're just going to run a full slide protection, right? Theo Johnson's going to have the end. Theo Johnson may even do the wrong thing. Theo Johnson might actually have this. But this looks like man coverage. So maybe you're assuming that he's not going to rush. And he doesn't look like he wants to rush. He is in man coverage with Theo Johnson. But we're going to slide everyone, right? 6-man slide. 1, 2, 3, 4. They get a stunt. These two pick it up. Theo Johnson's got the end. We got a free rusher. Jones is responsible for him. Get the ball out hot. Bam. Touchdown. Touchdown. Here, you just get a 4-man rush. You got a 5-man protection. Again, that jet protection, half slide. They stunt on both sides. We are connected. We are connected. Greg Van Roten sees. When Daron Payne's not getting upfield, you turn your head. We pick this up. Elmanore's able to come off, pick up the stunt. Bam, picked it up on that side. How about this side? All right. When you see Jonathan Allen lined up in this 4-eye and he's looking to get upfield, just know they're trying to set up a stunt. Runyon's able to pass it off to Thomas. Get off. Ball's already out. So good stuff, man. Carmen Brasil's got these guys coached up. They are not making mental mistakes. This is good shit from the Giants. All right, let's finish off talking about our great friend, Andrew Thomas, friend of the program, friend of football. Man has had a great first 2 games, but that's nothing new. In 2 games, he has allowed 1 negative play in pass protection. Now, that play ended up being a sack. So he's allowed 1 sack, 0 QB hits, and 0 pressures. No bad plays in true pass sets. But we're going to go through the sack and some really good stuff from this game. And the one critique I'm going to have of Carmen Brasil is I think the Giants should have a new rule when it comes to their pass protection. So let's go through the sack, though. Let's figure it out. Because he is not the main culprit of this play. But he could have done a better job, right? You see he gives up a sack on this play. Now, the main issue here is Greg Van Roten. He needs to get his feet over. And the little help because Greg Van Roten's kind of discombobulated, just leads to a mess. DJ's got to step up. There's really nobody there. And then Andrew Thomas is the guy who gives it a sack. Now, let's watch this play, right? Does that look like a bad block to you? No, right? Like DJ is supposed to set up right here, right? That's where he's supposed to set up. He's not really supposed to be up here. Moved up. So you can argue if it's credit, but I will say Andrew Thomas is a perfectionist. This wasn't a perfect play for him, right? So we're good here, right? 1, 2, this quick set. We get out there. We get the proportion we want. We keep his hands off him, those long arms. That's beautiful. But what Thomas does good is replacing the hands, and he does not replace the hand on this, right? He does not replace the hand on this. He's got those long arms, but he needs to pull those hands, break that arm off of him, because he doesn't break that arm off of him, right? It's very rare to see Thomas isn't just fully extended, even lunging a little bit like that. It's very rare, right, since his rookie season. So when the rusher sees that DJ's rushing up, well, the rusher takes his arm and moves it off him, keeps Thomas's momentum moving this way, is able to counter and get inside. Now, that's a good job by the rusher, and that's not a perfect play by Thomas. Now let's see him do that pass set perfectly, essentially, right? Here we go. This is what we see, right? Quick set. We got our hands on him. Not breaking anything. DJ stays in the pocket. Bam. Here, let's watch this play. Delusional. Like, if I'm Dan Quinn, I'm talking to my D-line coach because, why are you ever telling this Dante Fowler to ever do this? Or Dorrance Armstrong, I'm not sure who number. Yeah, that's Fowler. Why would you ever work this move versus Andrew Thomas? Because it's just never going to work on a pass set like this. So he works this jump chop, this in the air. This is the Von Miller loves this move. It is to take advantage of tackles who are over anxious with their punch, who lunge, and that's just not Thomas. Thomas is not going to give you those hands, right? Thomas has got his hands set out here. When you go to work a move, he's going to pull his hands, right? See how he's trying to attack that outside hand, and Thomas just pulls it. And now we're jumping in there like, Like Stewart from Mad TV saying, look what I can do. Look what I can do. Like, come on. That's delusional. That is delusional to think you can work that move versus Thomas. Thomas pulls the hands, puts them on, small the back, keep your feet moving. Bam. Beautiful play. Here, the touchdown of Malik Neighbors, good pass protection versus a wide alignment. Just see how quick we are out of our stance. Bah, 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 right? Quick feet. 1, 2, 3. We invite that bull rush. We anchor. We flex. We lock down. Lock down. That's protection right there. Here versus a wide 9. Right. He makes it look easy. It's a pain in the ass to deal with someone with that wide alignment. You have to be patient, but also have urgency. And that's what Thomas does. Keeps the right proportion. Doesn't overset and give him an inside move, but gets to his landmarks. Doesn't give him a free, a way to turn the corner. We replace our hands. Keep our feet moving, not crossing over. Like, look, there's no, how many times do you see tackles cross their feet? There's no foot crossover. Not until here. That's beautiful ball right there. And here's my new rule. When in doubt, don't help Andrew Thomas, John Runyon. We talked about this play with JMS. And I understand John Runyon's doing his job. This is a little bit in jest. But we're good out here, dog. Like, we're good. We're good. Just help JMS. Help JMS. And maybe without that pressure, DJ delivers a better throw. Still needs to deliver a better throw. But just help JMS. We've got this. I know you're not used to playing next to Andrew Thomas. We've got this figured out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the offensive line report, because I really, really did. I understand the Giants suck, and you would never think that I would enjoy the offensive line report while the Giants are 0-2 against the Commanders and the Vikings, but I am. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. We will see you on the next one. Until then, let's go Big Blue.